Coming up on today's show, the Dallas Cowboys may have some cornerback help coming soon. They've been pretty banged up at that cornerback spot, and last week versus the Giants was really the culmination of everybody's fears about the cornerback room just looking really terrible. I want to hear from you guys. Before we get into today's show, though, Stephon Gilmore is still out there. Do you want to sign him? Let me know what you guys think. Type me down in the comment section if you would like the Dallas Cowboys to sign Stephon Gilmore. Now, I got tagged in this yesterday. Somebody was asking how long has Stephon Gilmore's header been him with Dallas Cowboys gear on, holding his son there in the star. I don't know how long his header has actually been that, but, I think it's very notable that the clamoring out there from a bunch of Dallas Cowboys fans wanting Stephon Gilmore to be signed by the Cowboys, I do think it is very notable. Now, I will say this too. If the Cowboys want to sign Stephon Gilmore, I think they have to sign him now. The Bears just lost their cornerback, Jaylon Johnson, for the rest of the season with a groin injury. I think this is very relevant because Al Harris, former Cowboys defensive back coach from 2020 to 2024, is now with the Chicago Bears. And last Monday, during Monday Night Football, Stephon Gilmore tweeted that Al Harris is the best defensive back coach in the National Football League. That was during Monday Night Football game last week between the Bears and the Vikings. And if the Cowboys want to sign Stephon Gilmore, I think they have to do it right now before the Bears do, because I could 100% see Stephon Gilmore pairing back up with Al Harris in Chicago. And if you want to end up doing that, you have to do it right now because the Bears are going out there and they are looking at a bunch of different options. And I could definitely see Stephon Gilmore being an option for them. So will the Cowboys end up signing Stephon Gilmore in free agency? Let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. Type Y for yes or N for no down at the pinned comment of today's show. Now, it's a big if, the Cowboys end up signing Stephon Gilmore, I am not just putting a ton of stock into him totally fixing your cornerback room right now. You see across the league, these veterans, once they get over the age of 30, especially at that cornerback spot, they might have been good last year, but that does not guarantee that they are going to be good the following year. So, yeah, would he help you a little bit? Yeah, for sure, especially adding that veteran presence there. But, just because, you want to sign Stephon Gilmore does not necessarily mean that he's just automatically going to come in here and help this Cowboys cornerback room, I think, or make a, massive difference anyways in this cornerback room. Is it better than what you have right now currently with all these guys that are banged up, on the NFI list, on the PUP list? You got DaRon Bland out right now. Yeah, with what you have playing out there right now, it could definitely help you, but it's definitely not a guaranteed thing that if you were to sign Stephon Gilmore, he's going to go out there and just, totally transform this cornerback room. Now, next up here on today's show, Jerry Jones also said that there may be some help on the way at that cornerback spot. Might not be external, though. Might be some of those guys coming back from injury. So we'll touch on that here in just a second. But today's show is brought to you guys by PrizePicks. You and I use PrizePicks every single day. But on PrizePicks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it is good to be right. I use PrizePicks for so many different types of sporting events, whether it's professional football, baseball, basketball, college sports, boxing, MMA, and so much more. PrizePicks is a ton of fun, and if you guys know ball, you can win real money all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is super simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money today. This is the power play that we got cooked up for this week's slate of games. Going with Tua Tagovailoa less than passing yards just does not look like the same player that he was early on in his career. Also going with a more than Josh Jacobs. All he needs is a half touchdown. Just one touchdown for Josh Jacobs. It could be rushing. It could be receiving. Make sure you get that one into your slate. And also, get Patrick Mahomes. Only needs a half passing yard. That is the max discount. If you see those, PrizePicks puts them out all the time. So make sure you add those into your PrizePicks lineups. PrizePicks is also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 different states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. They also invented the flex play, which means you can cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money, even if one of your picks does not hit. So download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That link is down in the description of today's show. It's also going to be down at the pinned comment of today's show as well. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Now, as we mentioned, the Cowboys have a lot of corners that are banged up right now. DaRon Bland, he's going to be out. We're going to touch on him a little bit more here in just a second. Shavon Revel, the guy you picked in this past year's NFL draft, he is on the NFI list right now. Might be some positive outlook on him. Josh Butler right now is on the PUP list, and Caelen Carson is also on IR. Hopefully you can get him back a little bit sooner rather than later. I think his estimated time to recovery was 4 to 6 weeks for Caelen Carson. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks for him. So, kind of getting to that spot now. Obviously, he's on IR, so he's got to get through the first 4 weeks before he can actually get back. Now, on Shavon Revel, Jerry Jones made an appearance on 103 The Fan this morning and kind of give an update on him. This was tweeted out by Tommy Yarrish saying, Jerry Jones says on 103 The Fan that the Cowboys rookie cornerback Shavon Revel's return to the field from injury is lining up with his NFI designation, which would make him available following Dallas's Week 4 game against the Packers. So the hope, the expectation is that you could get him back for that Week 5 matchup against the New York Jets. So I want to hear from you guys. Make your predictions down inside the comment section. Will Shavon Revel be back by Week 5 against the Jets? Let me know what you guys think. Type 1 for yes or 0 for no down in the comment section of today's video. All right, on DaRon Bland now. Jerry Jones also misspoke during his interview with 103 The Fan, saying that there was a chance that the Cowboys are going to end up getting DaRon Bland back for this week's game against the Bears. That's not actually what he meant to say. This would directly contradict what Stephen Jones said yesterday, saying that it would be a long putt to get DaRon Bland back this week, which a little bit of a side note here. I don't know why. It seems like the Cowboys always just love to use these golfing, metaphors, similes, whatever it is. I'm not the best at, literature, English terms there. But either way, DaRon Bland is not expected to be back this week against the Bears. What he meant to say was Kevontae Turpin was going to end up probably being back this week for that game. Bobby Belt also clarified that on Twitter. He had that trap injury that he suffered last week after getting helmet-to-helmet contact during that kickoff return, which, you definitely want Turpin out there instead of some of those other options, but you also desperately need Bland to get healthy. You want Shavon Revel, to also be able to get back, hopefully by Week 5. So I'm going to hold my breath for now, but, the Cowboys' hope is that this secondary is going to get sorted out by guys getting healthy here in the near future. So I would not expect a Stephon Gilmore signing to actually happen. I think their plan right now is to just get some of these cornerbacks that are banged up and, on some of those those injury designation lists to end up getting back for you because you desperately need it right now.